No. Yes. Okay. How do you feel about problem solving? Like, do you find it easy? Do you find sometimes it's just very challenging and you're not really sure, like, what should I be doing here? For adults, we can be, thinking, this is a challenge. What is it like for our children? And as we think with adults, okay, I have to work through this, have we taken the time to really teach it to our children, to really get them thinking about how to problem solve? Problem solving sort of falls under like critical thinking, which is one of the 4 C's of the 21st century of our creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. And I love these skills. And if you've been around any of these videos for a while, then you'll see that I do talk about these often. I really love the 4 C's, and especially when it comes to education. And I believe that we have to provide opportunities for our children to be able to practice them, because remember, skills we practice, so that we can level up. And today I want to give to you some more fun activities and opportunities that you can help your children develop their problem-solving skills. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. Thank you for joining me today as we look at some more activities, this time on problem solving. Now, problem solving, yes, it's part of critical thinking, part of the 4 C's. The other week, I did a video with more activities on communication, and I will do another one later on collaboration. You know what? I love the 4 C's, and this is where I've landed educationally, that skills-based learning is so very important for our children. And when we have these skills, we can support it with beautiful, rich content, but not I don't like doing it the other way around, sort of just teaching the content in the hopes that we sort of get the skills. So I do have some videos on this. I'll put the links down below. So check out those videos and check out the other ones that I have too. I love education. I love helping parenting, all of that. So thank you for your likes and subscribes, those who have been watching. And thank you for your comments too and for reaching out. Hey, it's never too late to like or subscribe. So problem solving. This is something that I've actually worked on with my girls for a long time, since they were wee little things. Okay, yes, they're only 7.5 now, but we've worked on it. I've really thought back then how important critical thinking and problem solving is. And so we've worked on it, and that helped me to land on this whole, we have to be teaching our children these skills. And so it's also fun, okay? I actually love watching, like when my girls are like, and usually it is shouting it across the house, Mom, I need help with this. And my response is always like, have you tried working it out for yourself first? Because that's sort of like really the premise that I've given. I really don't mind helping, and I really want to be there to help provide, suggestions or ideas. But when they can try to work it out for themselves, to not make their default being, well, I just asked for help and somebody's going to help me, that they think it through, the majority of the time, they really don't need my help. And I love that I am there, and I'm happy to present scenarios and situations. And sometimes I just get the eye roll of like, Mom, I can do it on my own now. Can't you see that? Like, oh, yes, you can. But we've worked on that. We've provided opportunities in our family, like to think this through and to make the default be try for myself first and think through ideas before like asking for help. And so it is very important, because when we have this, our children are seeing there are challenges in everyday life and we can do it. We can 100% absolutely work it through ourselves, and we pick up these other skills. Our critical thinking is really growing. It affects like our teamwork and our collaboration, gets us thinking outside the box. And above all, it just really helps our children become more independent. And I want that for my girls. I keep telling them, I'm raising you to be very capable adults. And we start now and we build it up and we provide opportunities and we build it up. And so today I'm going to give you 5 activities that you can use to help provide opportunities to teach problem solving. Free play. I love free play, and you might be thinking, how is free play teaching problem solving? Have you ever really listened to your children free play? And it's interesting, you'll find the things that they come in with their conversations, maybe as a group as they learn how to work together, or just even in what they have. Free play is so important. Play-based learning is so important. And I have a video on that too. So, just check that out, because when we allow this play and this freedom, it allows them to work through things on their own. Now, I do encourage you that if your children are just really happily free playing, don't interrupt them. I know it's for me, it's so hard sometimes because my girls will be, I'm like, oh, this is really interesting. I want to know more. But when I step into their play, I disrupt it and they usually don't get back to it. But when I allow them just that opportunity to do it, then I can talk to them later and be like, oh, that sounded like fun. What was going on there? And they're going to then sort of present to me what was going on and how they solved it. So don't interrupt if at all possible, and just allow that free play. Crafts. Crafts are wonderful for problem solving. They really are. Yes, use those kits if you want, get those things. That is always great because what happens if you make a mistake? How can you correct it? Or what happens if you skip an instruction? Does it work? Do we need to do something else? And I love that. Or I love taking it to the next level. And my girls are like, Mom, I want to do a craft. I'm like, great. Get out your box and find something, and to watch them sort through and work out what they perhaps could make out of something. And they've blown me away with some of the things that they've come up with before. I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of that. And then they're using them. One day they used large pop sticks and little paper mini cupcake pans, and they'd stuck them on in a row to make little snack sticks things for their dolls. And then their bigger dolls they were able to have their little snacks. So where did you come up with this? But they do that. Or another thing that we like to do is I let them look on the computer for a craft that they might like to do. We print out the picture, and then they have to go and find all the things that they need for that craft. They get to look in my supplies and in their supplies. But what happens if we don't have everything that they need? What can they substitute? How can they still do it and capture what they want to be making with a substitution? And so again, problem solving is coming through. And when they don't have instructions to follow, they have to work out in what order to do things to make this work. And again, I'm there to help them if needed, but I love seeing what they come up with. So crafts are great for problem solving. Make crafts part of your everyday life. Mazes. Oh, mazes, like this one that I was trying to do. Are you like me and you sort of start at the start, but then you find yourself at the end and then work backwards? When it comes to mazes, I actually find myself working backwards helps me, and I can see it a lot better. Mazes are great for that visual awareness and looking through, and are there more than one solution and stuff. And you can start easy at a young age with maze books or things that you can find online. There are even some great apps that build up and you follow mazes. Or if you have the opportunity ever to be in an outside maze, like a corn maze, around fall, or, you go to other places and they have them. This is great because you're having to work through, and do you have to backtrack, and where did I go wrong, and how do we do it? Mazes are a great way to really just be thinking through some of those things and looking at going, when we look initially, it's can we just see it? We might have to follow a path and then correct ourselves. So have some fun, get some maze books, check out what there is online, and just have some fun with mazes and make it a challenge. Who can do it the fastest, or, all of these different things. And once we get better, remember, we level up. Lego and blocks. Lego and blocks. I think every family should have some, because there's so much that we can use them for and learn. And, again, often with Lego, we get kits and we follow the instructions. Well, what happens if we skip a step? Can we go back and correct? Great for problem solving. Or what if it also is involved in free play, and you build just things what can you build with this, and allow that imagination, that creativity to come out. course, you could set challenges like, can you make a bridge with this that holds something? Or like build the tallest tower with your blocks, because you see, as we are building taller, our base needs to be wider. How long does it take them to work that out instead of just going straight up? Lego and blocks are great for this, individual or as a group, as a family. You can have some friendly competitions with it, but it's really interesting to watch how you're having to think through what you're doing. And again, that is problem solving. Moral dilemma, or right or wrong. This is actually a really fun one. You can do it around the dinner table even. When the girls were younger, we played a version of it called Mean or Nice. And so, I would present a statement like, so I went up to my friend and I just snatched away her popsicle. Was that mean or nice? And letting them think that through. I'm like, okay, that was mean. What is something that I could do that was nice? And getting them to think through the scenario. For older children, like moral dilemmas, like the cashier gave you too much change. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep the change for yourself, or are you going to give it back? Thinking through these situations. Again, what is right? What is wrong in it? And again, like that helps them later when we're thinking like informing like opinions in reading something that might be happening and being like, is that right or wrong? Where does that line up in this? And so again, can be just around the table, or like you're driving in the car, it's just so much fun. All right, so this happens. What are we going to do? Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it mean? Is it nice? These things are getting them to really delve into that critical thinking that they need in order to be successful adults, because we want to see our children thinking. So these are just five just simple, easy activities and opportunities. There are so many more, but we do want our children to be problem solving. We do want them to think for themselves instead of just always asking and expecting that help first. Okay, we're going to level up. We're going to have fun with it. We can make these family games even. And when we can combine all of that and we see that these skills are developing, then this is truly a wonderful thing. Well, thank you so much for watching today. And I hope that this helped, and this is some fun things that you can do at home. Thank you for watching these videos and being part of this Learning Life community. If you want to help, get these videos out, you can. You can do that by being a champion, and you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, LearningThis.Life.